Evening. So this is Andy Picken from Man Beast again. We're doing a couple of interviews on the run up to Yorkshire's Strongest Man live in Doncaster on the 12th of July. And this evening I have Jordan Davies with me. All right, Jordan?
Yeah.
There we go. He's eating. I'm not bad, yeah. We've just been having a conversation about your diet, but you're showing us exactly what that is right now. It's fantastic. What is it? Fantastic fish.
Fantastic fish from Lidl.
So piling the calories in. Of course, you've been on quite a journey as well, haven't you, Jordan? Because you obviously started in Yorkshire's Strongest Man in a novice category with us when you come on a Man Beast show. I think it was Andrew Bainbridge then. There were only two in that category. And then you've just had this upward journey. I've seen you competing. Was it in Blackburn or somewhere over there as well in Thunder and Ray?
I've done quite a few. That was last week. Not last week, week before.
Yeah.
It weren't a very good comp for me. I just come back off a bit of an holiday.
Yeah.
So I let training slip a bit. But no, there were some really good lads there. It just weren't one of my days, unfortunately. It can't all be wins.
Yeah, you get that as well. And I saw the weather in that. It looked like you had sunshine.
And then rain. You were sweating while it were raining. It was awful.
And of course, last year you come into Rotherham Highland Games in September and earned yourself a spot in the Peak District, which is our big show. And then have a really good comp in that, didn't you? You seem to move really well and quick as well.
Put a bit of weight on since then.
Put a bit of weight on, yeah. You even having cigarettes in between some
events as well. I've quit smoking now.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. But that was the old Jordan, and now you're bulking up. You've hit the smoking on the head, and you've had some quite busy comps as well. You've been quite active, haven't you?
I think biggest one I've done I did England's under 105s. Obviously, I'm still quite new to strongman then as well. It was beginning of this year. I went into it not expecting it. I still managed to finish 12th. I actually fractured my arm in second event and still ploughed through it. I still tried 160 kilo stone. I got it moving, but my arm just couldn't take it anymore. But I come 12th out of, I think there were 25 lads. So to come mid-table and on lads that have been doing it for years, it's good, just pushes you a bit more.
Yeah. And how old are you now, John?
I'm 28.
Yeah. No.
I'm coming to it relatively late. Yeah. So it was my second year.
Yeah.
In strongman.
Yeah. So only your second year, and you've already been up at England. You've got sort of the experience now through regional titles, and of course, like a lot of this field, you get to know each other, don't you? There's always some outsiders and stuff, but it's a very sort of close knit community, isn't it? Strongman.
Yeah, you see a lot of regular faces, and then even like the new faces that come, like it's like you already know them. Like as soon as you start an event, like even if you go to a competition, like a lot of competitions I go to by myself now because my partner can't always make it, but 9 times out of 10 I even know somebody there. Or as soon as you get there and you say if you're in opens or you're in inters, as soon as you've done one event or you're warming up, you're already mingling with somebody that you're speaking to, and they're getting on in their strongman journey, and it's quite good. It's quite an experience. Keeps you level-headed.
And it's camaraderie as well, isn't it? Because obviously you've got a family as well, and you're a working man, and this is what you get at sort of the local regional scene, don't you? You know, you're not full-time athletes. You balance the training around kids, work, and everything else, and you still manage to, pull off some really good weights. I mean, when you look, it's the 300 kilo deadlift, and that in 2014, in Yorkshire Strongest Man, it was a one rep max was 280 kilo, and that was the biggest lift, just one rep. And now we're into 300 kilo for reps 10, 11 years later. It shows you how it's moved along.
I haven't pulled it yet.
Yeah, well, Jimmy's already laid down a claim. He's told me his events is weaker, but he said, I'm having that deadlift. I said, that's fighting talk there, isn't it, mate? He's having a laugh at the same time, but he says he's having that deadlift.
I think I'll definitely be happy if I complete everything. And for me to step into Opens this year, and if I can complete every event, or even if I just get one rep in every event, I'll be more than happy with that.
Yeah.
Like that's a big move in a year from novice to Opens to complete like a 90 kg dumbbell in some England's under 105s when they're competing at Worlds. They only do 100 kilos. So,
Yeah.
And I'm only just over 105. I think I'm sitting about 70 stone, maybe 17 and a half.
Yeah.
Hopefully try and get to 18 by Saturday, but
Yeah.
I don't think I will.
Is that the strategy then? So I'm asking Jimmy about the strategy. So he's around about 120 kilos. So he's what, just under, but he's about 18 stone, top end of 18 stone. You've got Josh Lancaster that's probably coming in, I reckon 16 and a half stone with looking. Then you've got you roughly same 17 stone maybe.
Yeah, I carry a lot more weight in my legs. I'm a lot stronger with my legs and back. All to do with legs and back, but then again, I'm not very good at deadlifting. It's just always been one of my weaknesses that I've not really got into training it regularly yet, which I need to. I've tried to push a bit this time.
You don't want to put your eggs into all in one basket with strongman, do you? Because there's so many.
You've still got to do everything.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. It's so well rounded. It's strongman. It's not 3 events like powerlifting. It can be all sorts of events. All the equipment's different depending which promoter and show you're on. So a log at one end for 120 kilo. At the next competition, it's same weight. It's a different log. Completely changes the game, doesn't it? What about the moving events? What about the yoke?
I have done a 300 yoke a long time ago. I did 270 last week. Didn't stumble, didn't fall. Made it full 15 metre. And then obviously we're drop turn and 120 farmers carry. And I didn't really struggle with that. I moved pretty quick. That was one of my events that I did pretty well in. But again, I let myself down on farmers. I just dropped it before the line. But it's just...
How's it work? Do you taper now? Have you done all your heavy lifting and you sort of taper down the weight?
So like this week, so normally I'm still not fully committed to strongman because I want to get bigger. So for me, if you're training strongman, it's hard to just get big because obviously you're only training strength, you're not training size. So obviously I eat a lot of food, but I still go to the gym in the morning like a bodybuilder. So I go to the gym and I do my reps, but then I'll throw my deadlifts in. So say if I've got a comp coming up, I might do deadlifts on a Wednesday. So I'll just have a Wednesday where I just do deadlifts. I don't do anything else. And like if I'm on a Saturday, I might do strongman training where I'll go train my stones, your monster dumbbell, log, stuff that I can't do in my normal gym. Because obviously, even for me, just to go to a strongman gym, I might be travelling half an hour, sometimes an hour. And then you've got your full train. You might spend 3-4 hour training strongman. It's not something you can just go in and do in an hour. Which I don't get what our people can do. That is quite hard.
Is there not a strongman gym in Barnsley then? That's where you are, isn't it, Barnsley?
I don't think there's one in Barnsley itself. There's one in Rotherham. There's Manimals. And then there's obviously Viking up at Doncaster. But I've travelled to Halifax and all sorts just to go and train with the people like Jimmy that have been down to Jimmy's gym. And I like it down there. I used to go down there. Coming up to England's, I was training down there 2-3 times a week. It's always good to have someone to train with, but at the minute I'm just training by myself. It's been quite hard.
So it's a proper spit and sawdust gym, isn't it, Jimmy's? I love it. We've just done his interview from there. I love that gym. In fact, to tell you, Mark Pearson were there as well. So we got 2 for the price of 1 there because he's doing some training there. So he nipped in the video as well. It's funny, really, because I know Lancaster's, he's really analytical as well with his events. You can tell he studies form. He's active all the time. He's good on the yoke. I mean, Pearson's an absolute beast on moving events as well. But then this show can make you perform. It's like I was saying to Jimmy, when you've got a crowd behind you, it does make a difference, doesn't it?
It's one of them you can either crack under pressure or you can use it. I've seen a lot of people like in short time that I've been doing it because I've competed that many times now. I've seen a lot of people where they can't take it, like where they just take the belt off, throw it, and they get face on instead of just using that crowd and that little bit of cheer on to like motivate them to, even if it's just a few extra steps on a yoke or getting a sandbag up to the shoulder. Some people they just put their hands up and be like, no, I can't do it. That's the difference between an athlete that's going to go further to an athlete that's maybe it's not for them.
You've touched on something there, haven't you? You touched on sort of mindset. And I remember at Rotherham, I didn't think you were going to put that stone down, Jordan, when you ran off. You look like Linford Christic, where you went out of them blocks with carrying that stone 100, first 100 metres, you whip round the full perimeter of the arena.
Yeah,
like, wow,
I was hoping for 200.
I'm waiting for you to put it down. It's only so long you can commentate on something like that. I was like, is he going to stop here or what? It's just going round.
Well, at least I used all my time.
So one of those, so 2 things when you're going in. So when you're doing your training, you do your reps and stuff in the morning, but if you're doing strongman, it's normally a few hours. It's hard getting it in. Yeah. You're on the bulk as well, so you're balancing that bulk and strength. So trying to get the weight on, and at the same time, you've quit sort of smoking, so your ability to move and your cardiovascular fitness is still there. So actually, you could really sort of demonstrate to yourself, prove to yourself that you're that you've got some good performances out of these events at Yorkshire's.
I hope so.
Well, what's your favourite out of the 5 events we've got then? Let's set stall out here. I mean, Jimmy's told me his favourites. He's told me the one he's not looking forward to, which is the dumbbell. And the codings as well.
I did an 80 kg dumbbell the other day. It moved all right. I've tried a 90 kg dumbbell. It's hard. It's a lot harder for me to get it up because again, I've not really had experience with that much weight. So like up to 70. I can snap it up pretty easy, and then it's the draining from trying to get it up to then you've got to use more energy to press it. It's hard when you've not got that much experience with it.
It's technical, isn't it? It's more technical than what people think because it unbalances you. I mean, you can be a great log presser, and then you can come down to a single arm dumbbell, and it can be a weak event, can't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with. Like, you tend to see the people that are good at deadlifting aren't really good at overhead pressing. Yeah. The people that are good at overhead pressing aren't really good at deadlifting. Yeah. And that's just because they focus more on what they're better at. A deadlifter is going to focus on deadlifting, and somebody that's better at overhead pressing is going to focus on overhead pressing because that's the best event.
Yeah.
And that's why it's hard to balance everything else in between.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. When it comes down to Conan's then, so another one Jimmy's not looking forward to is Conan wheel.
I've only done an 180 kilo.
See, it just shows you though, doesn't it? You step into a big comp like this, and some of it is just testing yourself on day. There's no practice run for it. You know where you've been before, and you're just going to have to you're going to feel it straight away, aren't you? Tuck it underneath the arms there, you're just going to go for it, I guess. You're just going to move. No messing about.
Yorkshire crowd. I'm hoping quite a few of my friends and that and family are going to be turning up, so hopefully it gives me a kick up arse to push myself a bit further.
And that makes a big difference, doesn't it? Because it's certainly got some traction. I mean, obviously you went down with Jimmy and lifted up Lindsay Parrott, centre manager down there, so that's gone out in papers and everything, and it's got some really good traction. Obviously, you guys bring your family and friends as well, and that gets behind you. I think it's going to be a hot day as well, so that might that might change things as well, because that's another thing. Cramp. If you're carrying extra weight, you're going to suffer in that comp, and late side, it's a sun trap. Is that location we're at? The sun doesn't leave you all day around there. No. So that might change the dynamics of the competition as well.
Well, I've just actually pulled out of a competition because I've been suffering with my asthma. I was supposed to have been competing in Sheffield this Sunday. It was like a Viking type of competition with like sandbag throws and stuff like that, but they had a stone run in it, so I wanted to do it obviously leading up to this comp, see how I felt with stones. But I think it was Thursday or Friday I've ended up like on steroids for my lungs because I've not been taking my inhaler, and I didn't know my inhaler has steroids in it so that it keeps me your tubes in your lungs, so it stops them from like closing up when you're struggling with breathing. So obviously I've got that I've been dealing with that all week, so hopefully it doesn't affect me on Saturday.
So I'm taking it, when you have a tub of that ice cream, you finish it all off, then are you one of them guys, or do you put it back in freezer?
Don't go back in freezer.
Is it all or nothing?
Yeah. So sit here and eat until it's gone.
So how do you play it up to I asked Jimmy the same, how do you play it up to the day then in terms of your prep? Do you taper down? Do you eat the night before and pile it all in? Do you eat in the morning? Because I know some people don't like eating at all much on the morning.
No, I don't really eat on comp day much. I do try to, because obviously you need it. I literally just eat as many calories as I can leading up to comp. Obviously, it's new for me being in opens as well. So normally, like when I've been doing 105s and stuff, I've had to like maintain my weight. So like on this time, I've literally just ate as much as I kind of force fed myself. Training is literally half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, just in the morning. Literally just blood flow accessories. That's it. Making sure that my breathing and my chest and everything's going to be stable for Saturday. That's it really. But I train all the way leading up to a comp, and I think that's mainly because I don't really want to suffer with any cramps or like that. If I come off training and then I do a comp and it's going to be like, oh, you've not done out all week and now you're doing this. That's just my theory to it. It's worked up to that. So
you find it, don't you? I know Jimmy was saying again he's found his optimal weight, and I guess you will. You're going through that phase now, aren't you? You're putting more weight on. You'll probably see how you feel with that as well. Is this your first opens as well then, or have you done opens before?
I've done like a gym comp opens in Sheffield. I think I tied third at that, but again, it weren't really a heavy opens. Like we did 260 for reps on deadlifts. That were raw. They took squats out because of weather. It weren't really an opens like what this is.
Would you say this is a heavy comp? And as an athlete, would you say this is a heavy comp?
I'd say this is like top opens comp, definitely.
Yeah. We have had feedback on that. We've got to balance it where
there's going to be quite a few no reps. I can imagine, especially on that dumbbell and especially on that stone. I don't think anybody will struggle. I think everybody will make some movement on yoke, because obviously a lot of them are big lads. You should be able to move 300 kilo on a yoke. Like, I don't think everyone will complete it, but I think everybody will move it. I think probably the only me that don't do a rep on deadlift. But I'm hoping that I just get a rep on everything. But
I mean, I know 2 years ago it was 240, wasn't it, on the deadlift when you did it with Andrew Bainbridge for novice, wasn't it?
Oh, well, last year that.
Was that last year?
Yeah. 250, I think.
250.
Oh no, you might be right. It might be 240. I did 4 reps and one disallowed by Paul, even though I locked it out, but we still went.
Is he here again? Because I was saying, I know quite a few of the athletes, but there's a couple I don't actually. There's a good 4 that have come through either from Hull's, or we've got Leeds there as well. We've got George Smith. I think he's coached by Paul as well, so we're watching that one carefully. I'm only joking, but looking at this, there's a couple that I don't know much about, and there's quite a lot of them that I've seen. Shayna Hurley seems to be doing really well. I've seen him lately, but he's gone quiet, but he's doing pretty well. Then you've got yourself coming in again. You're just going to test yourself, and let's be honest, sometimes you raise the bar, don't you, yourself? You can come into a company if everything's going right for you, and others suffering in the heat, and you get that opportunity. It's all about consistency, isn't it, in strongman?
Yeah, definitely. I know Luma as well. Luma competes at 105.
Right.
He beat me at Hull's 105s by half a point about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
or maybe 4 weeks ago.
Is that Lubin Vizzy? Is that yes? So he's one I don't know. I've not seen.
No, he's quite. Yeah, he could be one to watch out for. When he did it the other day, I think he did 3 reps at 280 raw.
Did he?
Yeah, he's got quite a good deadlift. I don't think he's going to be using a suit, because I don't think he uses a suit.
Yeah.
But again, I've not seen him do any high weight stones. Like, I think I've got a good chance of pulling a 180 stone. I have had a 180 stone off floor. But it was just a case of committing to it. My tacky weren't right and whatever else. But I hope on day that everything just does go right. I think he might struggle with the dumbbell.
I think a lot are, aren't they, with the dumbbell?
Yeah, he'll be another one that's really good yoke. I've seen him do a 400 yoke, so a 300 yoke's going to probably move quite well for him. Where he'll probably get some good points on that. obviously Josh Lancaster going to complete everything and probably dominate us all. But
everybody says that. He's got quite a reputation, hasn't he, in sport,
yeah,
Josh? But Mark was saying, well, it's a Yorkshire title and it's staying back in Yorkshire, and so I agree in that way, we coming in. But I think the yoke's going to be quite tightly contested because there's a lot of good movers. And like you were saying, you've done heavy yokes as well, so that could really turn into your favour as well, couldn't it?
I'm a slow and steady. I'm just make sure I don't drop return instead of one of them that maybe sets off too quick, stumbles and
burns out. Yeah.
So again, it could work in my favour. I don't know, but again, I've never took a 300 kilo of a 40 metre. I've only ever done 10 metres.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So what's your expectations then, John? Are you just one right? It's a heavy comp. It's a regional comp. I've got a lot of people coming to see me as well. I'm putting on the weight and I want to see how I perform on the day. Or have you got some goals where you'd like to come mid-pack, or you're just happy in rate, getting in there and just testing yourself?
Just to hit some PBs, definitely.
Yeah.
If I could do one rep on a dumbbell, if I get stone off floor, I'll be happy. It's like I say, it's a big jump for me. Like coming from novice a year ago to competing with 180 kilo stone and a 300 deadlift, it's a big jump. But
you ever look back and you think to yourself where you come from? Because often, I mean, I ain't seen pictures of you, but I'm guessing you know.
I was 9.5 stone when I was 18.
But hell, that's like, I didn't know you were that light. I'm just guessing that you were a lot smaller, because I see a lot of pictures of before and after it. But your journey's been quite incredible, and hasn't it? In 2 years, like you were saying, to come into a regional comp, you've got the weight of those stones. You've got Peak District coming up in August as well. If you still have
I'm looking for. I'm more confident for that than I am for this.
Well, it's such a level. Well, like we were saying, it levels the playing field. Does that? I feel at Island Games, because it's pretty much like Rotherham. The events are pretty heavier, but they're similar. So you'll enjoy that. But I mean, in terms of this show, it's test yourself, see what PBs you can get, and anything else as a bonus, because you might see other competitors struggling. You think, you know what, I've got an in here, and it makes you up your game, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm not happy. I'm happy literally just being there and taking part. Yeah. Obviously pushing other lads as well, by seeing other people do well, as well as myself. Everybody gets behind each other. That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah. Well, look, listen, mate, you're a pleasure to have on the shows. Anyway, you're always geek, you all. Is there any last words to any of your fellow competitors? Are we going to stir the pot? We're hyping it up, or are we going to be all modest and say, no, everybody?
I'll set me a target. I'll beat Jimmy on yoke.
Beat Jimmy on yoke, right? Yeah. We'll take a snippet of that video clip and we'll put it alongside what Jimmy said. But listen, Jordan, thanks for your time. I know you're busy yourself. Really appreciate you doing this interview. We'll just flick off recording now, and we'll wrap it up, matey.
Spot on, mate.